Hi, sweet cheeks. Let's talk about crypto bag fumbles. Now, the word fumble, F-U-M-B-L-E, it's a funny word because you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's kind of funny, kind of like implies like, oh, I can't catch this ball, right? But fumbling, friends, in markets, especially crypto, it's very nuanced to talk about because it doesn't really teach you a lesson, okay? When you hear fumbles from people and they talk about fumbles, you don't actually learn anything. All you basically learn is something about the person telling you the fumble. Yeah? So let me tell you again, okay? Fumbles, so if you hear about a fumble, and I'm going to go through some with you today, okay? You'll hear about it, and there's always like a poor, really just like a low-level pleb, low net worth, never made it, can't hold onto a wet paper bag, and they will always have the same conclusions when they see a fumble. They go, oh, should have taken out at $1 million. Like, no, bro, at $1 million, that guy's already up 45x. You're a little G, you take out on a 2x. You know, shouldn't have fumbled. They always say that, right? But then you also have someone else who understands the game, and they'll say, well, I guess you got to swing for the fences and you just never get out until you think it's right. But it's hard. What does think it's right mean? What does even swing for the fences mean? Right? Because remember, friends, I've told you the biggest strategy error people make is they think the market owes them like X's. So they get into something and they go, okay, when I'm up 10x, I'll get 5% out. When I'm up another 50x, I'll get 20% out. Total fugazi bullshit, dude. Literally, that makes no sense at all. The market does not care where you got in and how many X's you're up. It literally does not care, which makes it very tough because people talk like that. I've noticed they're always like making this perfect rational strategy. They go, oh yeah, well, I've put $1,000 in. When I'm up 100 times my money, I'll take out 2%. Then I'm up another 1,000 times my money, I'll take out 5%, and then I'll retire. I'm like, you know, it doesn't work like that, right? So after leading all these, what do you really do? That's why I'm just here to prepare you. Well, there is no right answer. Just going to tell you there is no right answer. Remember, when you hear about the fumbles, it just tells you something about the person telling you about the fumble. It doesn't actually tell you anything, you know? But you can do some general stuff like, oh, take profit. Yeah, but when and how much? Right? Because people always say the same thing, like I said to you. They go, oh, take profit when you're on side 5x. Take a bit off the table. What's a bit? By the way, 5x. Bitcoin's not going 5x from here to the top of the cycle. What if it doesn't? So what are you talking about here? Oh, you're in an altcoin. It's risky. You should get out. Those types of people as well, they're banging on momentum most of the time anyway. Do you see? So the world, friends, we try to make the world black and white in markets and portfolios and everything, but it ain't black and white. There's a lot of gray everywhere. Look at my friend Star Platinum here, okay? The biggest crypto fumbles ever, a thread, Morad, 10.6 million. All right. So it starts off with Morad. Of course, we love Morad. I wouldn't even call it a fumble. Like, oh, you're in meme coins or something and it went volatile on the way down. Yeah, you would have been a bag fumble thread rider when Bitcoin went down 94%, when Doge went down 94% 2 times, when XRP dropped 92%. You know, it's gone through so many times, man. Many, many, many times. What do? It depends, right? Everyone's got a different number. It's funny. I know, my friends, I know from my personal surveys I've done here for you, all of you, literally all of you, I'll never forget this survey. Basically, the result of the survey was 80% of you say if you hit $1 million in your account, you don't care what the market's doing. You're literally clicking sell on everything and you're walking away. Every single one of you. But I get it, man. You're going to get trapped. You've already lost the game. I'm just telling you that. You've literally already lost the game. You know, if you asked me, friends, for me, okay, if you got me to do a survey, anonymous survey, no one knows it to me, and someone asked me that question and they go, okay, like I would not respond, oh, if my portfolio hits $1 billion, I'm just going to click sell and leave. Yeah? I would never give into that trap. Once you let that doubt enter your mind, basically the market's got you by the balls. Because you know the market, you're waiting for a dollar number now. You're waiting for a dollar number, and then you have a number where you quit on the game. Okay. Here's the thing. Of course, if you do get that, do it. Of course. But it's not going to happen. It doesn't happen. It's like chasing the magic dragon. The year is 2015. Someone offers 50,000 BTC, $13 million for a property. The seller says no. That's worth 3.8 billion today. My gosh.
I'm looking at about 50,000 Bitcoins.
Bitcoin?
In Bitcoin. That puts it in at around 13 and change.
But you want to pay in Bitcoin?
Yeah.
You sent us an offer in Bitcoin? I'll be totally honest with you, Ryan. That's not even the biggest problem.
Okay.
This offer's $1 million below ask.
Right. At the end of the day, you just have to look at gross value. We're asking $14 million.
So that's that guy, Ryan Serhal. He's got some property thing. He's always like, hey, look at me. I'm tall. I'm really slick and shiny. Look at me. Like that property dude. So what they say, oh, you're a bag fumble. Yeah, but here's the thing, bro. Firstly, the guy ain't a crypto dude. He's a real estate guy, you know? He's like a real estate dude, you know? Number one. Number two, you only get to where you are by having a filter for dog shit. And Bitcoin was a rare unicorn that exists in the world. So he filtered out 999 bad things. One thing turned out to be the nuclear run. You don't get a world where you filter all of the things out, but then you accept Bitcoin. You just don't get that world. Doesn't happen. That's called like winning a true lottery ticket. Doesn't happen. So you have to see, like, talking about this, oh, I should have accepted it. No, bro, why shouldn't have accepted it? Shouldn't have done that. So this is the thing, man. Once you see the bag fumble like that, it's too late. Okay? You shouldn't even think about, oh, why not accept the Bitcoin? No. It's more like you should be thinking, why didn't I have an open mind to accept other currencies to hold on to for property? Why didn't I have an open mind? That's the question to be asking yourself. Not specifically about BTC or anything else. It's about the abundance mindset, man. Why wasn't I open to anything else? That's the question. Why was I so closed? Why am I? People today are very, very, very closed. There are people out there. They'll be open-minded at the top. They'll come in again. Check this out. The German government, shout out to my sexy German people out there. German government selling all 50,000 BTC for 54,000 American dollars. They could have made 1.1 billion profit. You remember this, friends. Remember last year, the sexy German ladies were dumping on us? Okay. Also, shout out to all those German sausages as well. Not what you're thinking, okay? The very family-friendly German sausages. Remember, friends, I tried a few of them. Didn't know Germany had, like, different tasting sausages. I was very impressed. Now, German government, friends, like, we know, okay, you're a government, man. You guys don't know anything. Like, they're like, oh, the German government fumbled, dude. Do you understand the types of people that get into a government? Do you understand what they're like? You know, friends, there's a scale, right? There's a scale. So there's a time scale, yeah? This is bleeding edge. You and I, we are looking like 5 to 10 years into the future, yeah? Then you have people in mainstream middle, okay? They're like, you know, stock market, Johnson & Johnson baby bump powder. Then on the very far right, the backwards is government. Government is literally last. They are skeptics. They are laggards. They take no risk, yeah? Who takes all the risk? You and me. We are like the risk curve seekers. We have the highest appetite for risk. You know, sometimes kills us for that. People in middle, they're kind of like in the middle, don't know where to go. And then there's like government on the very end. Like their eyes are just closed permanently. By the way, they're in government because they like keeping their eyes closed. They like everyone reaching a consensus and then they make a ruling on that. They like that. That's legal stuff. That's government stuff. So talking about Germany and like fumbling the BTC, it's not even a question of that. It's a question of if you are in the government and you could have made that decision, okay, think about all the decisions that have led you to your life at that point, you know? Why don't you like taking risks? And guess what? Some people just never be able to, man. They'll just never be able to, friends. They like sitting in the cubicle. They like the cookie jar. They'll just never be able to do that. And that's okay. But you don't take risk, you don't get the reward. That's the life you lead. This was from the one from Morad. Morad fumbled $40 million from all-time high, and he's still not selling a single penny. Let me tell you something, friends. Dude, you know there are people out there who exist, just like you and me, who wish they got BTC early, all right? But I just want to show you something, friends. Like, you're talking about a bag fumble. Do you understand Satoshi left Bitcoin right here? 60 cents. He left in like January or February, I think in 2011. He left at 60 cents, okay? Satoshi, BTC. Do you know, friends, when Richard Hart bought Bitcoin at 32 bucks, so did Da Vinci J15. I want you to think about that point. Like, there were people there, you know, do you know Roger Ver, friends? You know Roger Ver? I'll show you Roger Ver. Roger Ver, he was the OG Bitcoin guy. Yeah. Roger really believed in the tech, bro. You want to talk about a guy who believed in the tech? My gosh. That's a guy who's like, we need currency. We need to separate government institutions from this. Like, he really believed. I think Roger, friends, sold his car, his Ferrari or something, and then he bought 250 or 400,000 BTC for $1 each. Okay, so I just want to show you about, oh, what a generational bag fumble. Let's say he had that 250,000 Bitcoin, yeah? Friends, when Richard Hart was buying, look at this, man. You don't understand, Roger had $8 million up here. You know that? $8 million. Dude, you got to understand, there was no industry yet. This was a gargantuanly large amount of money. $8 million back in 2010, that's like $25 million today. You know, there ain't crypto money. There's no digital money. This is like, whoa. And by the way, look at the return you got. I got to think about this, friends. He put in 300, like, you got to understand, man, the guy buys it at $1 and then it goes up freaking 32x like instantly. You got to, oh my gosh, in like 6 months. Yeah, Roger still held. So what would people have been writing when it goes to $8 million and then he drops down here, friends? He drops 93%. So do you want to know how much he would have had? He would have had $560,000 again. So he put in 400K. He goes to 8 million. It comes all the way back to 560K. If there was Twitter threads around back then, they would have said, oh, what a bag fumble. This guy put random Fugazi magic internet money. He went all in. He made $8 million, didn't get out. They would have said, oh, I could have retired. Could have bought the stock market. Could have bought the NASDAQ. Oh, Johnson & Johnson baby bum powder. Yeah, Habibi Albi. How much is 250,000 BTC today? You want to know how much that is? Huh? You want to know how much that is? $23 billion. Now, it's a bit of chart porn too, because you're like, well, Somi, we know, like, this was a Bitcoin, man. They're not all going to come back and go thousands of X's after that, make you a multi-decade billionaire. I know. I'm just telling you, like, it ain't so easy just to say, oh, I put money in, now I'm on side, it's time to get it. It ain't so easy, that's all. So I hope you understood this, friend. So bag fumbles, remember, they don't teach you really about what to do. They just teach you about the person describing them. And so how have I described them? I've given you the gray, man. There's both sides from this, man. There's like, hey, what do you do in this situation? Well, if you want to know, friends, what to really do, okay? Now, none of this is financial advice. I don't know anything. It's just me, you, and Spoonie against the world, okay? Me, you, and Spoonie against the world. How you're meant to do this, and this is really, really, really tough, okay? You're meant to look forward, say, 12 months in crypto. Look forward and think, okay, which is tough because you don't know the future. You don't even know what comes tomorrow. You're meant to go, okay, in 12 months from now, what odds do I think we're going to be in a bear market? What are the odds? And then you have to decide on probability, yeah? Anywhere from 10% to like 80%. Maybe there's a scale here, okay? Just you never get the number. You don't know, man. It's because it's binary outcomes, but you're guessing, yeah? So you just got to think, what are the odds of being a bear market? Whatever that odd is, let's say you say, oh, 20% chance, that's how much Cuck bucks you should have. That's how much stable coins you should have. Because you're basically saying, oh, I think there's a 20% chance it'll be over, so I should have 20% taken profit. That is at least a step in the right direction to thinking about what to do in the future, okay? But once again, it's a bit tough because what if one coin goes wild? right? What if one coin goes wild and you hold that and does a round trip? That's why there's no right answer, friends. Like, it's really, really, really tough. It's really tough. However, if you hold and there's glory, the upside is tremendous. That's why it's worth it. That's why we might just have to wait for like these periods of time where that's why, friends, I always just show you as well, man. We're waiting for multiple green monthly candles in a row. And it's not going to be popular to say, but I'll say, look, man, when you have multiple green monthly candles in a row, the odds that it's over now begins. Okay, the odds that it's over just increase. So you have to protect yourself. Okay, you can't go wrong in 50-50, but yes, we're a long way away from those multiple green monthly candles. But that's what you're meant to do, friends. Not, oh, when I'm up 50x, I'm going to take 20% out, right? Because the market doesn't owe you anything. Yeah. So you notice what's different in my strategy to it's not my, like, this is the answer. Yeah, what's the difference between my strategy and then the cuck strategy? The cucking strategy is an entitlement strategy. It goes, oh, I'm entitled to a 50x, then I'll take profit. No. My strategy has nothing to do with the entry. You could have bought today, you could have bought last year, you could have bought 20 years ago in Bitcoin. Okay, you could have bought Bitcoin in 1999. It doesn't matter. You're trying to guess 12 months from now. Now, what also makes it hard is the odds that the bear market comes are in the tippy tops of multiple green monthly candles where no one's even thinking that it's over, right? But who's my friend? You are. I'm wearing a Ditto hat. You're my friend. Like, subscribe, bell button, or catch you soon.